Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be bringing you the second installment of my house tutorials, which is going to be that house that you can see on the screen in front of you now. Not that one, that's a work in progress and it's not mine. But I make it in my original world. I don't usually do that, but for quick reference I want to be able to wander over to that house. So, it's actually pretty easy to make actually, so let's get started. Gonna need spruce wood and sandstone because all we're gonna be doing is laying the foundations to start with. So, you want to do a row of 15 spruce wood, so I know that this is a row of 15. I like to build everything on slabs and then I like to extend them out because I'm autistic. And so just make sure that you have 4 walls or 4 rows of spruce wood that are 15 in length. So you've got a giant 15 by 15 square, like that. And then you want to do this, you want to go to the corners and you want to go up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in every corner. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want you to extend the spruce wood over to the other spruce woods, like making like a giant cube, like this, which should leave 4 rows in between the 2 rows of spruce wood, which you fill with sandstone. So I'm going to fill all of them in with sandstone and be right back. Right, so once you've accomplished that, you should have something that looks like this. And I've filled sandstone all the way around. I'm not going to bother looking at it, but it should look exactly like this. And we're not going to put any windows and doors in until the end because it will just be easier that way. So, what you do is you want to make the next row of spruce wood like above and away from the original spruce wood, like this. So do that all the way around, like this. I don't know how many blocks it'd be, like I imagine it'd be a row of 17, but that shouldn't matter as long as you've got the right amount of blocks on the ground floor. So all you need to know is it's outwards 1 of the original. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did on the ground floor because it's the same amount of blocks high. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then going to make the top of the walls again. Like I said, it's a pretty simple house to make. The only difficult parts, even if you want to call it difficult, are going to be the 2 extensions on the top row. But other than that, oh, and putting the stupid glass panels in. I hate doing that. They need to make that easier. But yeah, it will be the exact same amount of rows as there is on the ground floor, which will be 4 rows of sandstone. So I'm going to do that all the way around and I'm going to come back to you. Alright, so with the second row filled in, just as with the ground floor all the way around, we can start on the 3rd floor of the house. It only goes up to 3, so again you might be able to guess that you're going to do the exact same thing as you did with the 2nd floor. So 1 block out, all the way around, 1 block above of the top row of spruce wood. So I'm going to do that, build the pillars, do the 4 rows of sandstone, and then we'll make the extension. But I'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend them out. So you know what process it's going to be. I'm going to finish doing this, fill in the sandstone and come back to you. Alright, so that's all of the floors of the house. Now let's make the extensions. So the extensions start from 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in to the top floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they extend out by 10 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And join those blocks up together. Go up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend it to the wall. Like this. Cool. So now all you have to do is, I can't remember what I used for the floor, but I'm going to go and do the exact same thing on the other side of the house. 4 blocks in, 10 blocks this way. So I'm going to do that and come back. Okay, so once you've done that on both sides, we're just going to fill the extensions in. It turns out for the floor I actually used brown wool, so just use brown wool for the floor, just to fill that in, and do sandstone for the walls, and don't do anything with the top, just leave that open. So I'm going to do that and come back. There's no point in you watching me just fill stuff in. Alright, there's one thing that I seem to have forgotten. I've just filled the floors in with the brown wool. This is supposed to be spruce wood, not spruce wool. The row closest to the house on the extensions. So, just like I'm doing. So, now that those are put in, you can just fill everything else in with sandstone wall-wise, so I'm going to do that and come back. Sorry that I forgot about that detail. Alright, so with the extensions filled in and all done, let's start with the roof. So the roof is slightly tricky. So you're going to need nether brick and nether brick stairs. So basically what you want to do is the middle house, I say the middle house, the middle part of the house, but around all of it actually, just on top of the spruce wood, just do a layer of nether brick. Like this. All the way around. I was getting ahead of myself. The extensions and the middle bits differ a little bit when it comes to placing the nether brick stairs. So all the way. Alright, so with that done, this is how it's different. The middle bit has nether brick, like another layer of nether brick, like this, like around the outside. But you don't want to extend that onto the extensions, because the extensions are different. So just do this around the middle part, like that. And now, honestly, I'm gonna have to go and check the original design to make sure I get the roof right, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, so something happened with the original audio here. I have no idea what, so I'm just going to dub over it. I'd just finished stacking the nether brick on top of the roof, and I wanted to make sure that I build it properly. And the roof has, well, several corners, so I'm showing you how to make those. It will make it easier so you know where to place the steps. The stairs rather. So you find the corner of the building, and then you layer it like I'm doing in the video. I can't really explain it very well, nor could I in the original audio, but you can see what I'm doing. So from the original corner you do one back and one above, and I do it a fair few times. So you can see the corner, one back, one above, and you keep doing that each time until you've done it 3 times, like you can see. So that's the second corner that I've done. Again, find the corner, one back and above, and again. And the first one you don't have to make any supports for or anything, because, well, you obviously just sit it on the nether brick. And whilst I'm making it, I accidentally keep destroying the supports for it and stuff. And then that's just me showing you where they are all positionally, all in the same place. Now the side one is a little different because you've got to place a block first. So the corner of the house, and you can see where it lines up, you place a block, but then you do the exact same thing. You do one, and then you do 2. You only have to do 2 here, because, I hope I'm not, yeah, you only have to do 2 up. You have to do the same amount actually, but you can see you have to place a block, then you do the exact same thing. And I don't really want to cut anything out, because in the original I showed you how to make them all, just to reinforce how to make them and where to make them. Because if you mess these up, then the roof's not going to look right, and it'll be the wrong length in places, and it'll be the wrong height in places and stuff. So you really want to make sure that you get it right. I don't know what could have possibly have happened to the audio recording, but you know. Alright, so on the extension it's very slightly different. All you've got to do is, it's the exact same process again, but, well, it's not even slightly different. You find the corner and then you just build up by 3, like that. Showing you exactly what I mean there. Find the corner, build up, over and over again. You may have noticed a jump in audio. It seems in the video I must have got confused, and I went over to look at my my other house. So yeah, there you go. That's the final one. That's all of the supports for the roof, and this will cut out to something else. In the original recording, at the end of this, I'm talking about how I need to go and check on my other building to figure out how to make the roof, how to position the nether brick stairs, so that's why it's kind of like off a random tangent, so bear that in mind. Alright, it turns out it's extremely easy. I probably didn't even need to check it out. I could have probably figured it out myself. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I'll make it with you rather. So, you start off, go to the front of the house, and on the end of the nether brick is where you start. You don't start on top of it. And you just do this all the way around. When you reach a corner, you don't do anything for it. You leave it like that, and you just keep going all the way around. And pretty much after you've done like the base layer, you just build one up and one back, so it's not difficult whatsoever. Pretty logical. Nothing like me at all. All the way around. Right, so there you go. So, next stage, the next one. So as you can see, you want to have that going all the way up to the top when it will eventually reach a flat roof. But again, you start going all the way around the building. And I'd cut this out, but I don't think I'll bother. Right round, right round. Yeah, so after this house is made, it's going to be the third favourite. Honestly, it was really a tie between this house and the other house. The other house being the one that I didn't make. It's over there in the distance, but, well, you probably won't be able to see it since there's loads of houses over there in the distance. But, you know, this one's easier to explain, even though it is bigger. Easier to build. Right, so I've went around again. Again, next layer. Only got one more layer to do after we finish this one. But we've got no blocks to support them, so we've just kind of got to... Am I going the other way around this time? I feel as though I'm going the other way around. But regardless... Yeah, so that one will be next. I don't know when it will be exactly, since I'm doing this earlier than I planned actually. I don't know how long ago the Nyan Cat house was, but it feels like it wasn't that long ago, and I wanted to do them maybe like weekly or something. I didn't want it to be a, you know, expected every other day sort of thing, like 3 times a week, but I feel as though it might end up that way. It's I think that when this is cut down, I don't know how long it will be. It'll be longer than it should be because I'm adding this in, but I can't imagine it'd be more than 20 minutes. It might be, it might just be that. Maybe 25, maybe even half an hour, but I honestly don't think it'll be as long as Nyan Cat. So yeah, we've just about done this, and I've not done the indoors the same way as I did on the original, so it's going to need a little bit of explanation, but I'll get to that when we come to it. So I think, right, there you go. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill the top bit in, which means just doing this all the way and making the roof flat, so there's no point in showing this, so I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so with the roof done, as you can see, with the roof done, all we've got to do really is put in the windows and put in what is supposed to be supports for the extension. So we're going to do that actually after the windows, because the windows make it easier to know where to put them exactly. So I say the windows, but let's start with the front door. So go to the front. You can use the back or the front as the front, if you know what I mean, like it's symmetrical. So so you find the middle block, which looks to be that one. Destroy 2 up, then destroy all of the blocks around it, then do this for the door. So you have that. And then what I did on mine is I destroyed that bottom block and I put a nether brick stair in there, and I had more blocks in front of it because I extended the little stone platform that it was on and everything, but whatever you want. And now we're gonna do the windows, and I'll do them with you. So it is basically this pattern pretty much for most of it. Let me do the whole front of the house. You know what, actually, if I do knock out all of the front of the house, it'll be really easy to see where they go because it's sandstone, so I'm going to do that. Right, so I've knocked out all of the windows on the front of the house, and it should be really easy to see where they go, because like I said, and like you can see, the sandstone makes it quite simple. They're all the same shape on the main part of the house, the middle part of the house, but you'll notice on the extensions, they're actually slightly wider, so bear that in mind. I'll go and give you a bit of a closer look. So pause where necessary, but that's the whole front of the house. And now we're going to do the the side part of the house, because it has some windows as well. So let me take out some torches so it'll be easy to see. Put some torches up here and here. So on the bottom part you find the middle block. In fact, don't even bother finding the middle block. 2 blocks away from there you want to knock out these blocks, that, this. Right, so the ground floor wants to look like that. And then we go up here, and now we know where the middle block is, you knock all of that through, and then we do the same sort of thing. We do that. So that's a side view of the house. You should be able to see where to knock the blocks through. No windows go on the middle bit because, well, you could put a window in the middle if you wanted to, but I put the supports there. But I'm going to go and do the exact same thing on the opposite side of the house and then come back. So I've done the other side of the house, as you can see, exact same pattern. Actually, I did the bottom floor slightly wrong. I knocked all the way through down there, but exact same pattern. Now we're going to move on to the back. Now the back set of windows is pretty much the exact same as the front, except the bottom row is different, and this is how. It is though, however, the exact same pattern that you saw on the side on the bottom floor, like that. Now, pause that if you have to, but I'm going to do all of the windows and then pan out and such, so I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so this is the whole back of the house, window-wise. As you can see, it's very similar to the front of the house. You should be able to figure out where everything is with front of the house information and the fact that you can just see it. The only aesthetic bits left of the outside are the supports and filling in the glass panes. So we're going to make the supports, then I'm going to do the panes. So the supports start here, they start on the sandstone and they start relative to where the torch is. Bear in mind the torch is in line with this window. It starts here and it comes out 2. Then you do the next row and it comes out 2 more than the previous, and so on and so forth. So the row after that, 2 more than that, row after that, 2 more, and finally the row after that, 2 more. So on the other side, on the exact same spot, it's not in line with the torch, it's here, so come out 2, then 2 more, then 2 more, and then 2 more, and 2 more. So it lines up perfectly with the brown carpet if you've done it right, and from the side it will look like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do that on the exact other side, and I'm going to painstakingly do all of the glass panes in the windows, and then I'll be back. I can't exactly transcribe how much I hate using those glass panes. Oh god, I hate them so much. They're so irritating to use. You have to be so precise with them, otherwise they don't work, and they do that stupid thing where they build towards you rather than actually building on top of each other. I really do hate that. But that is the entire outside of the house done. So that's a positive. I don't do much with the insides of houses. I explained that on Iron Cat, and I explained that in the actual original house video. It doesn't interest me whatsoever. like I've said before, some people really like doing the insides and some people do some really cool creative stuff, but that's not me. So all I do, or all I did, was I put brown wool on the floor. I'm not going to do it all. I put brown wool on the floor like here, so I covered in my my stone. And I can't remember where, but you could do it either way. You could add in another floor here, or you could add it on top, whichever you wanted to do. And you could do the same thing on the above floor as well, add in a floor here or here. I also took glowstone and I put it all around the top. I put it until it lit up the whole place, like this. The last two things are, I also filled in these gaps on the extensions. Because of how I built it, there were gaps this time, but on the original there weren't gaps, so I kind of just forgot about them until right now actually. But I filled in those gaps, lit up the whole place. I added in a couple of floors, and I knocked these through into the extension. So I did this, and it's easier to see where you can knock through when you're on the inside, so you can knock the whole wall through. And you could do something really cool. You could get you could make a really nice inside of a house if you were creative enough, but I just don't have any interest. The smartest idea would be to put the floor in here so it lines up with the extension, or you could simply put the floor in here and you could have some steps leading up to that. It'd be up to you really. So that's what I'd do. They're the little bit of finishing touches. Put the floors in, light it up, knock through the extensions on either side. Like I said, it's easier from the inside to do, and then you do what you want with it. So that is overall the whole house, and hopefully it has been easy enough for you to follow and make. I don't think there's any part which is inherently difficult, at least not how I've done it, I hope. But yeah, that's the whole thing. After this one, let me show you what will be next. But I've already panned around the outside. It will be this house, and then I'll show you some of the new houses, see what you want built, and I'll get back to you. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, maybe you think I deserve a like. If you want to, comment, and if you're new here, maybe you should think about subscribing. I put out new content at least every other day. And for my fellow video makers, if you're interested in a YouTube partnership, click the link below in the description.